Let's get more now on this from Alper Kucuk, Deputy Director General of the Turkish Red Crescent. He joins me now live from Ankara. Alper, thanks so much for joining us. Are you, first off, encouraged by these reports that a cessation of hostilities has indeed been brokered, or do you fear it won't actually be respected?
I mean, the answer to this question is actually yes and no. If we consider the previous experiences that we as the humanitarian organizations have experienced in the past as a result of the ceasefires, it didn't offer so much to us to provide sustainable humanitarian assistance to those in need. But of course, ceasefire itself is a positive word that we can be encouraged. But if that can really materialize on the ground by the involvement of all stakeholders, this is something really important for us to serve to those in need. But as I can understand from the current discussions in terms of this ceasefire is that the areas controlled by Daesh and Nusra Front, which almost half of the population that are in besieged areas are living in areas controlled by these parties. As this is not involved, it's again, we are losing automatically half of population which we need to and we have to serve. So in terms of courage, we are more encouraged by the needs, and we serve as humanitarian organizations taking all the risks of losing lives and being injured, as since the beginning of the crisis, hundreds of humanitarian workers have lost their lives due to the conflict and due to this disrespect of the parties involved to this crisis. So yes, it's still hope-giving that there will be an opportunity, an additional opportunity that we can serve. But given the previous experiences, it's hard to say that, yes, it will offer a lot to us.
Okay, then Alper, help us understand. Tell us what exactly you need as far as a peace deal is concerned in order to do your job. And what do you think can actually realistically be delivered?
I mean, the peace talks and the ceasefire will be important for us if this can really materialize. But over the last couple of weeks, we have witnessed and we have observed with our local partners and our staff that are now on the Syrian border that the continuation of the bombardment of government of Syria and the Syrian regime and its allies have been continuing since the last 3 to 4 weeks. And thousands of people have arrived to the Turkish border, and the needs are growing each and every day. And now that the date has been discussed, I mean, the recent date that the international community is discussing is 27th of February. We don't understand the need for waiting 5 more days while the Syrian people have suffered far too long from more than 5 years. If there's going to be a ceasefire, why not today, and why it's going to be 5 days later? And as allegedly the bombardment of the regime and the government of Russia was to attacks in ISIL-controlled areas, and if this ceasefire is not going to include these areas, while we have observed that it rather targeted areas in Aleppo and Idlib, this means automatically and mathematically the continuation of the same bombardment in the same areas that we are witnessing today. I mean, this has to include all parties involved so that we can be given full access to all beneficiaries, all people in need in Syria.
Okay, Alper Kucuk, we will leave it there. We'd like to thank you so much for sharing your time from Ankara.